Salutations, hello, hi, and welcome to Basic Public Speaking. I'm Christy Thomas. I'm your professor instructor for this course, and this is the weekly chat for week 6. And week 6 dates are February the 17th through the 21st. Sorry, I was double checking my dates, so that's why I looked off screen. This week's lessons is organization, outlining, and kind of just presentation. And what do I mean by presentation? This is your intro, transitions, and conclusions, and it all falls in the organizational portion of public speaking. So in these modules, you're going to find Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, video chats from me, and publisher PDFs. These lessons, this week's lesson, which is going to be several kind of rolled into one, really breaks down the process of organizing your thoughts, creating a working outline. When I say working outline, this is the outline that you create for yourself when you are getting your speech situated. It's not an outline that you would turn into this course, because a working outline is way more detailed than what would be submitted to me. Now, in the outlining organizational module, there is a basic student outline template available, and it's also available in the welcome module. Please, this is for your benefit. You can download this template and plug and tell your information, because the remaining main speeches, which is your how-to informative, your tell me a story, celebratory, choose your own adventure situation, and the final persuasive speech, all require outlines. So this is available for you, and I'm a big fan of using tools available to you. And right now, the availability of this outline will come in handy for you. So make sure to check that out, and you can download it, and again, use it for future speeches. What these lessons go over and discuss with us is, again, it's how to organize yourself. So we've already discussed thesis statement, and the thesis statement, or the purpose of the speech, is kind of a detailed sentence. This is what's going down. I gave you genre, you choose topic, and from there, you break down and give me, well, with organization and presentation, you're putting your ideal, you know what you're going to talk about. Now it's putting it in a manner, your steps, your points. I said this before, and I'll say this again. 3 is a magic number. 3. I say 3 because these are speaking points. Less than 3, you're not enticing your audience. You want to entice them. You want to bring them in. To do so, you need to give enough information. And a lot of times, less than 3 speaking points is not that. I say 3 to 5 because if you go past 5, you're maybe overboarding your audience. Now, that's not to say your speech doesn't have information, or it doesn't have a really good, informative situation, but you can condense your speaking points, your main speaking points, to 3 to 5. And then within that's all the flow. So when it comes to organization and flow of a speech, you have your thesis statement, which we've already discussed. Then you have your intro. Intro is where you are getting ready to discuss what you are going to talk about. So you gave us a thesis statement, and it is a detailed one sentence of, this is what the speech is about. So your intro can be catchy. You can be it can be a question, it can be a blurb, it can be a statistic, it can be something kind of off the wall, off the beaten path, down the rabbit hole. But it grabs your attention. Ooh, please tell me more. I must know more. So your intro. And then you have your points. Like I said, 3 to 5 points. There's transitions. Transitions are the little blurb or the segue between point to point. So if you're telling us how to cook something, perhaps your step 1 is gather your ingredients. Pretty straightforward. Step 2 would be, situate them. Is it wet, dry? Is there prep involved? Are you cooking something that involves a prep? What's the segue from gathering the ingredients to the next step that you want to discuss? So, and then perhaps the next point is the actual preparing process. Is it baking? Is it cooking? Is it, are you grill? What are you doing after you've prepared it? The transition is from Your transitions are, they don't have to be great length or detail. We're not looking for anything like Tolkien-esque Hobbit length. These are, think of short and simple. You know, you have your thesis statement, detailed sentence, intro. This is what you're going to talk about. Transitions get you from your points. Oh, well, now that I've told you what ingredients together, let's talk about the prep work for the next phase of our dish. Boom, transition done. Then you go into your next point. Do you see where I'm going with here? And then there's conclusions. Conclusions is wrapping it all up with a pretty bow. So you have told us what it's going to be. You've introduced us to the speech itself. You discuss your points with the conclusion. You're just kind of recapping what you've talked about, but make it, you know, I always say wrap it up with a pretty bow because you're ending it. It could be, and with these steps I've provided for you, you too can now go out and create a delicious cake from using box cake mix and a few other household ingredients. You know, you're wrapping it up and you're concluding it. And it's going to sound repetitive. You're like, gosh, why do I have to repeat all this information so much? Welcome to public speaking. The world of repetition really comes into play here. So within these lessons, we're really breaking down, organizing our thoughts, organizing our research that we've done and all the information that we have, and putting it in a working form. And remember, a working outline is something for yourself. I will never ask for a working outline. I don't need detailed specifics. This is for you when you're organizing your thoughts to create a speech. The only thing I ever ask is the basic student template outline. You can submit that. And it has everything. You literally just have to plug and chug your information. And outlining is pretty straightforward. I'm sure you've done outlining in your educational journey thus far. Pretty much the same stance, and I provide an outline for you to look over. But it's really just talking about how we can organize our thoughts, organize our ideas, organize our speaking points and research and contextual support. Taking all this, you know, we've discussed research and support. We've discussed choosing topic, choosing thesis. All this stuff comes into play. Now that we've talked about all this, now we're discussing how to organize it all so that it, you know, flows. Gotta love speech flow. So look over that this week. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything else, please reach out to me. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I also want to let you know that I will be opening up this week the module for the second main speech, which is an informative how-to. That is not due till the end of week 8, which will be March 7th by 5 p.m. And we discuss in week 7 the use of visual aids because that is a requirement. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the module so you can, you know, take a look whenever you also feel the need. Anyway, folks, may your week be fabulous. Thank you so much. Bye.